It's so fancy it doesn't even smell like proper leather.
So I have some good news and I have some bad news. The bad news is you just found out you spent $3,000 on canvas fabric. The good news is you seem to have a great sense of smell.
Imagine working hard to be able to afford a decent life for yourself. You know, you work hard, you play hard, right? A lot of you don't even have to imagine that because it's the life that a lot of us do live currently. But hear me out or read me out, okay? Stay with me. You go into your favorite designer store, you purchase the items that you've had your eyes on, and you're excited, right? You get home, you're ready to try it on, and, you know, put the fit together, only to realize that once you take it out of the package, it breaks. I'm talking ripped buttons, okay, broken zippers, you name it. Like, how exactly would you feel about that? I know one thing.
Couldn't be me.
In this video, we are going to break down why in 2025, buying designer is just not the flex that you think it is.
That's my opinion!
If you're new here, welcome to my channel where we dissect modern life with humor, honesty, and a little bit of trauma bonding. But before we move any further, I want you guys to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, okay? Make sure that you do not hesitate to click that notification bell either, because you may have came here for a fun time, but I'm quite certain you'll be glad that you stayed for a long time. Now, my name is Tandy, and let's get into it. First things first, you guys, I know my voice sounds crazy right now, and it is because I have some kind of cold. It is not COVID though, thank God. I did take a COVID test. I guess fall time, it's just that time of year, right? So if my voice annoys you, I'm sorry, but nothing, literally nothing I can do right now other than take emergency. But let's roll the first clip.
I've never made a video like this, but I went shopping today at Miu Miu, and as I'm sure you guys know, I'm a big Miu Miu fan. And I went in today and I spent a good amount of money. How much money did I spend exactly? $18,000 roonies. I spent $18,000 roonies at Miu Miu. And as soon as I get home, I honestly, this might be irresponsible for me to even do. As soon as I get home, everything broke. Like, here's a vest that I got, right? I got this vest. This button came off, I was about to put it on. The instant I opened it, this button just came off. Look, you can see it's some of the fabric. Like, I just opened it normally. Like, in fact, I didn't even get to really open it. I was taking the button just out, like that, and the first button just came off. It just came off immediately. Now, that was the second item to break. The first item that broke was this sweater right here. This has never happened. Like, I've never gotten multiple pieces from a place and things are just breaking as soon as I get home. This is genuinely fucking abysmal. Like, I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for the fact that, but like, this was the first thing that broke. If this just broke, I'd be like, wow, what the hell? And I go about my day. But the fact that two things broke, this is insane. Zipper came off. This one, I unzipped it. I put it on. As soon as I'm trying to zip it up, boom, zipper breaks. I'll show you what the zipper broke too. Because when the zipper broke, I was like, all right, maybe I can just fix it. That was my first thing, was I could fix it. There's like a little piece that goes right here, and then you would stick it through with the zipper. But the piece fell off again. Like, I thought I fixed it. As soon as I picked the jacket back up, it just fell off, gravity. And I don't even know where the little piece is now anymore. It's probably somewhere on the ground. But I kid you not, I literally just got home. Like, generally speaking, that's the Miu Miu bag right there. I just took it off, and then that's another bag from some shopping I did today. I literally just got home. I was just gonna put this stuff away, and the moment I get it, it just starts breaking. Yo, imagine spending that much money at a place and everything just breaks. That is unbelievable. How bad is the quality of your merchandise?
Right.
I'm a big Miu Miu fan. I like Miu Miu. But that's so disappointing. I'm not even making this video for any reason other than I'm actually in genuine shock. This is never... Oh, I thought something broke again. This has never, ever happened in my entire... Like, this just happened. Like, I'm just like, whoa. Anyways, in the grand scheme of my life and life in general, not a big deal. Life moves, the world continues. But, yeah, that's crazy. Step your game up.
Step your game up, Miu Miu. That's crazy. 2 items and you spent $18,000 for 2 items to break as soon as you take it home? Like, I don't even know how I would feel. probably immediately be annoyed, for one thing. But dang, like, you would think most people would associate you investing, so to speak, so much money into a high-end designer product that is going to be of high quality. You know, high end, high quality, usually those two things go together, right? But clearly not. Wow, that, I don't know. Let me know how you guys would react to something like that in the comment. $18,000? That's insane. And you know, I gotta give it to this guy, Wisdom. If you guys don't follow Wisdom K, you should definitely look into his content, because I personally like his fashion content. If you're into fashion, I think that you would enjoy his content as well. But he does not post videos to stir the pot. Like he said, he even spent his own money. It wasn't like he was gifted these products. Like, he is I would consider a mega influencer with the amount of followers that he has. But like, he spent his own money. So I do feel like this was a genuine, honest, humble review. And it just sucks because it just shows that, you know, this guy's no different than you or I going into a Miu Miu store in this particular instance and picking up something, you know, on the racks, right? He got the same quality that you or I would get, is what I'm trying to get at here. So I don't believe that he intended for this to ensue any kind of drama whatsoever. Because again, if you go through his page, like, he doesn't give off that kind of energy. So when someone like Wisdom K posts something like this, I mean, naturally it's going to go viral. That means that his audience of millions of people are going to want to know how Miu Miu responds to this situation. So he did upload a part 2. Let's check it out.
The people at Miu Miu have sent me replacement items for the 2 items that broke as soon as I got home. I know I posted that video and I took it down because we were in discussion like, oh, we'll get you new replacement items, or we do a refund. And I was like, I really like the items, so I'll just get new replacement items. So here we have a new vest and we have the new sweater. And I'm making this video because if it does happen to break again, I have to have this recorded. Like, no, like, it would just be insane for me to come back again for a second time and be like, it broke. So I don't think it will, but I'm just gonna open everything live on camera so you guys can see how it goes. The quality test, on camera Miu Miu quality test. All right, so we got the first jacket. The issue was the zipper, right? So I put it on and the zipper, like, I immediately just went down, so let's see. All right, good, we've closed. Nice. Okay, nice. Little pull. Okay, it's looking good. Pretend like we're about to put it on, right? Normal. Nothing crazy, just opening up the jacket. There's no way, bro.
Wow.
This is unfucking-believable. There's no way it's broken again.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I was watching it and I was like...
Mind you, I'm opening this up like regular, like you're about to, you know, you're gonna open it up to put it on. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary here. And we got another button broken. This one worked. This one was fine. The zipper worked, at least for now. Who's to know how many trials and how many times I have to zip this up and down for it to break it? Because I didn't think it would break, so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna post this. Like, surely I'm not gonna post this video. But now, that's crazy. Damn.
Damn is right, because what the hell? Yeah, Miu Miu's got a lot of explaining to do after that. I've never personally purchased anything from Miu Miu. If you guys have had any similar or maybe a different experience from purchasing from them, leave a comment down below and let me know what was the quality like of the item that you purchased. It just would appear to me that there's definitely some quality assurance issues when it comes to, you know, mass producing these items, as a lot of these designer brands do. And in speaking about this particular instance with Miu Miu, I don't know how they can I don't know how they can come back from this one, because they just grabbed another item off of the rack, didn't even check it to see, like, would this break? Does it even have the possibility of breaking? Nothing. Which tells me that it wasn't even a genuine trying to fix. It was more so for PR. You get what I'm saying? After looking at something like this, it does not make me want to buy any of their products. Honestly, though, if we're keeping it all the way a bean, like, I am not someone who's into like designer like that. Like, a jacket is a jacket. a shirt is a shirt at this point, especially when you see videos like this. Like, I've seen countless videos like this of people complaining about the quality of their designer purchases, and it just does not entice me as a person, as a consumer, to want to purchase. I mean, if I want to spend a couple $100s on a bag, yeah, sure, why not? But like, it doesn't drive me to want to purchase bukus of designer. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fueled by that personally. How do you guys feel about that? Like, are you someone who shops designer? And if you are someone that shops designer a lot, like, give me a reason why. Because based off of this video in particular, it doesn't seem like the quality is any different than like an H&M or a Zara. So
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
regardless of how you may feel about designer items, though, these two videos that this creator posted do seem legit. In fact, when Miu Miu reached out to this creator, he actually took down his previous review just because he didn't want to, you know, stir the pot any further. But once he did upload the second video, he put the first one back up, because you're not gonna play me twice, right? Like, the people, his followers, should know his experience, because I mean, he's a fashion influencer, so naturally, like, he's almost obligated to leave these reviews up, especially if he's purchased with his own money. You know, this wasn't something that, you know, was like a gifted collab or anything like that. So this does seem legitimate, and this guy doesn't need any clout, so why would it not be legitimate? The fan reactions were insane, okay? Let's take a look at some of them. See, and that's exactly why I continue to buy other brands. Like, I don't limit myself to just luxury designer brands. You know, we got to go to the comments though. So the people are not happy that, you know, Miu Miu did their boy like this. So one commenter says Miu Miu is clutching their cheap pearls right now. And I quite agree, because how do you come back from a second time? Like, you guys reached out to him to replace his items and didn't even do a quality assurance check? You are certainly clutching your pearls right now. Another person says, the fact that you bought it and it broke, they replaced it and it broke again, it's a quality issue with them. Facts. And then someone else said, Team you, Team you. As you can see, the last video that we watched, they went inside the store and went straight to the jacket, the $4,100 jacket, to check and see the quality, like as if they were about to purchase. I mean, those buttons weren't even reinforced. Of course they kept popping off every time they Wisdom got a jacket. Like, ew, come on. I can find better items at the Goodwill. And this video, they even show you can buy a similar jacket off of eBay. Make it make sense, Miu Miu. Make it make sense.
Finish just came off of my finger. This bag was $3,350. You guys have seen this bag before, right? I absolutely love it. But the handles are completely balding. You guys see that, right? How the silver finish. I pre-ordered this bag. I believe I picked it up in late June or early July, and already by August it was showing wear. They stopped making these. They pulled these from the floor. Like, these were completely recalled. It's just so crazy, because as you guys know, one of the most popular collections was the Miroir collection they had, which was everything was like insane metallics. Like, literally just from handling it, it's probably not gonna pick up on camera, but there's glitter on my hands from just touching the handles of this bag.
I literally had to pull over because I'm so shocked. This is a $7,000 Chanel bag, and it literally fell apart on me today. I was getting my keys out for valet. Tell me why this fell off and this part that holds it in fell off. I don't understand. I got this bag for my birthday last year on October 6th. I have not even had this bag for a year. Has this ever happened to anybody?
So I have major beef with Dior.
Who?
So I have major beef with Dior and its quality. So I have a Dior bag right here, but I went in to exchange my previous bag. So my previous bag got sent to repair because the corner were turning yellow, and I was like, I only use this bag once in a year. It shouldn't change and it shouldn't have this quality issue, especially that it was like almost $4,000. But no, this makes it even worse because this bag right here retails for about $6,000 after tax, and guess how I got it? So here is the bag that I replaced it with, and I did pay the additional, I think it was like almost $2,300. Like, this bag is so cute, right? You know, everything seems normal. So we open this bag. It comes with the chain strap, which my SA wrapped, and I just never took it out. And then there's one layer of cushion on the bottom, right? So here comes the drama. Okay, so as soon as I took out the cushion, you see what I see, guys? I'll show you guys a close-up. So this is what the inside looks like. Do you guys see all the dirty spot? It's like as if somebody used this and returned it and they never looked on the bottom. Like, it's insane.
It's okay.
It's not okay though, it's not.
So with that being shown, I'm gonna show you guys the price I paid. So my book tote from last year was $33.50. The Dior Lady Mini is $5,500. So I paid $22.50 as the difference in pricing. Oh, $22.92.
Well, just as I thought, trash.
And just to prove how badly these luxury designer brands skimp out on quality assurance, let's check out this next video.
How good or bad could this $3,000 Prada bag really be? My first review of the brand had been underwhelming, leaving me searching for redemption, or at least clarity. Determined to give Prada another shot, I embarked on a year-long journey that will lead me down a rabbit hole of luxury promises, pitfalls, and mysteries. What I uncovered will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about high-end bags, especially Prada. Last year, I decided to delve deeper into Prada's world, but shelling out the full retail price seemed a bit harsh. I opted for the Prada route, getting a Prada Mini Clio from Fashion File for about $1,800. A good deal considering its original price. When it arrived though, my excitement was gone. This bag was even less impressive than the last bag I reviewed. As I was starting to dissect the bag for a video, an unexpected twist emerged. My AI authentication tool flagged the bag as potentially counterfeit. Was this a fake hiding in plain sight? Determined to uncover the truth, I took the bag to a worldwide journey. I consulted experts from various corners of the globe. Craftsmen, luxury appraisers, authenticators. The consensus? Suspicion. The low-grade hardware was the first red flag. Inferior metals are the hallmark of counterfeit bags, and this one was no exception. Then the craftsmanship, uneven stitching, poorly finished ends, labels, and so on. And lastly, on the normally unremarkable heavily finished leather, there were strange bending marks in areas that should have remained pristine. The more I learned, the more suspicious I became. But as the plot thickened, Fashion File's response surprised me pleasantly. They were very kind, cooperative, and professional, even before realizing who I was and documenting this whole thing for my audience. When I updated Fashion File with my findings, they escalated the matter to their in-house authentication team. To leave no stone unturned, they asked me to send the bag in for a secondary review. They bought a brand new Prada Mini Clio bag and compared both bags to the other ones they have in their inventory. Their conclusion, backed by a 50-page report, the bag was authentic. Every inconsistency, every flaw, it was all normal for Prada. Despite their thoroughness, the thought lingered in my mind. So I did what I was going to do in the first place, and I dissected it. The dissection revealed a curious mix of evidence. Low-grade hardware confirmed my suspicions. With no manufacturer code behind, a detail my hardware expert deemed very suspicious. Yet, other elements told a different story. The internal support materials and authentication chip matched the remnants of a Prada bag I previously dismantled. Now, more confused than ever, I turned to someone with unparalleled experience. A friend with over 20 years with Prada and close ties to their manufacturing people. After poring over my dissection images, they delivered me the final verdict. The bag was authentic Prada, partially crafted by one of their external contractors. $3,000 Prada bag with such glaring inconsistencies. It's shattering my perception of luxury. One more time. Fashion Files' expertise in authentication impressed me. Their explanation, based on seeing thousands of Prada bags, was that such variations are sadly par for the course. While I'm grateful for Fashion Files' expertise and professionalism, my faith in Prada remains shaky. My journey isn't over. I'm still searching for a Prada bag that can live up to its price tag and reputation. For now though, this week's Leathertainment project serves as a cautionary tale about the complexities of luxury. Stay tuned, my friends. The search for hope in Prada's legacy goes on, as I will continue dissecting the truth behind the glamour.
A $3,000 bag and it's got inconsistencies like that? Listen,
Couldn't be me.
I don't know how y'all feel about that, but like, I'd be pissed. I mean, thousands of dollars on a product just for it to be subpar. I mean, no different than something you can get from a Fashion Nova or White House Black Market at this point. Like, I just... it does not make sense to me. Like, quite literally, the math is not mathing. And this guy was super thorough. And first of all, he had to try to authenticate if it was a real Prada bag based on how bad the quality was. Now that, I think, says a lot. So you've got poor quality control in multiple brands out here. I think that speaks to how these luxury designer brands are not really that much of a flex. Maybe they once were. But right now, I think with the consumer demand, you know, I just don't see it being a flex because it doesn't appear that they're trying to invest the time and resources into producing quality products. So why even purchase them is the true question in this video. But this video does bring to light a very good point, which I think does fuel the poor quality production in a lot of these designer brands, and that is the increase in dupe and counterfeits on the market now. I don't know if you guys have seen it on your For You pages, but just warehouses where you can go as a regular consumer, you know, you don't need a business license, but a regular consumer to go and buy luxury designer dupes and counterfeits. And you got people walking in there like, oh, I want the Gucci. Girl, that's not Gucci, that's Fucci. Stop it. Cut it out.
Stop it. Get some help.
And when you go in these places, they have all the different colors, styles, textures that you can think of, like so many different brands. I've seen knockoff Brahmins, Chanel's, of course. Everybody loves a good knockoff Chanel these days, apparently. You've got Yves Saint Laurent, anything, you name it. And of course, you know, the infamous Birkin, right? Everybody wants their Birkin. Do you guys remember a while back when the whole Walmart Birkin went viral on social media? Yeah, the increase in designer dupes and counterfeits is crazy right now. I feel like it is contributing to the fact of why these brands are like, well, hey, if they're gonna buy the counterfeits anyway, then why even bother? You know, at least that's what I think in my head. Obviously, I can't prove that because I do not work for every said luxury designer brand out there, but it just seems like it makes sense to me. What do you guys think? Regardless, the increase in dupe and counterfeit culture has recently taken over social media, with sites like Shein and DHgate supplying luxury dupes at much lower cost to the masses. It's not even limited to fast fashion clothing, but jewelry and accessories too. I mean, if Beyonce is out here wearing that ish that she knows start a trend, best believe you're gonna find a dupe for it in rotation by the end of the week, okay? That is how fast these manufacturers are producing.
I'm done buying designer sunglasses. These glasses were $10, okay? $10. These glasses, $400. What's the difference? There is none. These are from Amazon. These are from Tom Ford. I love these, but $400 versus 10? Come on now. It's a no-brainer.
Would you ever wear fake designer? Now, I'm genuinely curious about how y'all feel about this one. And if you're new here, my name is KB, and I'm on a journey of building wealth in my 30s. We'll say that when I typically hear this argument coming from people that do wear fake designer, they basically say, if you can get the same thing for the same quality, why would you pay the money? But then the people on the other side say, well, it's not the same thing. If you can't afford the real thing, then you just shouldn't buy it. Now, I've also heard people say that you shouldn't be buying designer items if you don't have such and such in your bank account, or if you don't have a house or if you don't have a car. And to that I say, for a lot of people, it's a lot easier to attain $1,000 pair of shoes than it is a house. And I think it is true that sometimes people never had nice things. So to them, if they want to save $1,000 and spend that money on that, hey, don't make me know, never mind. As of right now, where I stand, buying designer items is not a priority of mine. No shade if that's what you want to do. I don't know many people that buy luxury items for the actual quality of the item. I feel like the people that I know, at least, that buy luxury or designer items, they buy it as a status symbol. You buy it because you want people to see that you got a Chanel bag. But either way, no matter which side of the argument you fall on, do you. And today I actually wore this Dior saddlebag, which I don't even want to tell you how much it retails for. I didn't buy it. But if I think about the amount of money that was spent on it, I wish you just would have gave me that in cash. That's my mindset these days. That's my mindset where I am now. I can invest that money.
Now, as a creative myself, I am all for being inspired by other brands. I think that is the nature of the game, right? I think that's fair to say. But the idea of wearing counterfeits, like with the actual branded logo on it and everything, that to me is weird. I don't know. I can't, okay? I can't personally. I just feel like it's just not that big of an issue. And I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, they all make it at the same factories. And a lot of that has been proven to be true. Do your own research on that. I'm not going to dive too deep into that. I just feel like if you really want it for the logo, but you can't afford the logo, you can buy something that is inspired by it without having to fake like you got the money for the logo. I don't know if I'm articulating to a point where it can make sense how I actually feel like in my mind, my heart, but I just feel like when you go out of your way to buy a counterfeit, because let's be honest, there's a difference between counterfeit and dupe, right? Dupe is something that is inspired by, right? A counterfeit is an actual complete replica, right? A lot of people use those terms interchangeably, and that's really quite honestly not the case. Like, a counterfeit is an actual duplicate, fake duplicate of said product. Like, there's no inspiration. It's a total complete knockoff of it. And counterfeits, to me, I just feel like it's not that serious. It can never be that serious. At this point, like, who are you trying to impress? Because you got to be trying to impress someone other than yourself. Because if you're secure in yourself, you wouldn't feel the need to want to be pressed to have that logo, right? I know this opinion might ruffle some feathers, but yeah, I said what I said, okay? Really, because I feel like by supporting these counterfeits, it just allows the designers, luxury designers, to skimp out on quality. Because if people are going to buy the dupes anyway, why invest the time into it? I mean, at a certain point, it can become more costly for them as a brand. And while two truths can exist, like, you should still put in that effort as a designer brand, especially when you have the means to do it. The other truth, the other caveat to that is people will still continue to find a way to rip it off. So I can understand why it can become maybe more annoying. Do the extra steps, right? I can understand why that would be annoying, but like, it should still be done. And I think if the more that we support and consume these counterfeit products, it's not really holding them accountable for the lack of quality that they're producing themselves. Don't get me wrong, when running a business, profit is certainly important, right? But artistry should be just as important. I mean, we need to hold these brands accountable for the items that they produce, especially if they're going to be charging us thousands for it. I mean, you wouldn't want to buy a car, spend 50, 60, some people spending $100K on a car, and you drive it off the lot and the engine blows. You wouldn't want that either. Like, the same thing applies here. You wouldn't want to buy a home and immediately it collapses right after you sign your deed. Like, the same thing applies. If you are spending a good amount, thousands of dollars on something, it should be of high quality. This is an investment piece. It just seems to me like nowadays there are not a lot of artists who actually, you know, respect the craft of creating, right? It just seems like now there's just a whole bunch of factories just making At this point, it just seems like the nature of the game is now profit over craftsmanship.
What does Dior and Shein have in common? They both make their bags for cheap. According to Business Insider, we now know what it costs to make a 2,800 Dior bag. Apparently, the two brands under LVMH are under investigation. Italian prosecutors in Milan are investigating LVMH's subsidiary Dior and Giorgio Armani because they're working with factories that are exploiting workers to pump out bags for a small fraction of the store price. Much like the factories in China, investigators found evidence that workers were sleeping inside the facilities so that bags could be produced around the clock. They say around the clock, it means during nighttime and during holidays, and that most of the workers were from China. So essentially, your Dior bag that costs $2,800 was not made with amazing hand craftsmanship, made in the atelier on the Champs-Elysees. No, it was made in the same way they make stuff in Shein and China. And you want to know what the kicker is? That same bag that costs $2,800 only costs Dior $57 to make. $57. Just another reason to boycott LVMH and to stop worshipping these big luxury brands. Because at the end of the day, we're all getting scammed.
I mean, $57 to create a $2,800 bag? That markup is insane. Oh my God. There's just so much to unpack there. It's just clear that these brands are all driven by profit. It doesn't appear that it is about quality anymore. It's, like I said, it's just about profit. And like, it gets to a point, right? What is a reasonably priced luxury designer bag, and what makes it reasonably priced, right? If you were going to mark up your price that high when the same exact bag is over at Shein for literally hundreds of dollars less, there's something wrong with you. I just don't feel like Christian Dior would stand for that. I actually used to work for Dior. I just feel like the brand messaging is long lost, long lost. I highly encourage you guys to do a rabbit hole deep dive into some of these designer brands. This could certainly be its own little mini series, like diving into brand awareness of these different designer brands, just to, again, be able to hold them accountable for the products that they produce. Dior, y'all are insane for charging $2,800 for a $57 production bag. I mean, I know you've built a name for yourself, maybe, $1,000? And I even think that's a stretch, but $57, especially when you guys are mass producing these bags, it's not like these bags are created in limited quantity, okay? These bags are mass produced, and they don't stop production on these bags either. I mean, yeah, they might come out with different summer colors, fall, winter colors, but that doesn't mean that there's a very limited quality, like only 100 bags. Then I could feel like it would be justified to have your retail markup that high, but you're not doing that. So what the hell? But they probably feel like they can do that, and they're justified in that because people buy designer for the name, not so much for the quality. I don't even think people know how to fully assess good quality in things. I mean, how many times do you scroll on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, and you see an influencer talking about
this stuff feels like really good quality, you guys,
and it's freaking polyester. Girl, you are disrupting your hormones talking about something that's good quality. Did you even read the inside label? It's 100% polyester. Be for real, okay? At this point, we can be many things, but the only thing we really need to be is for real. That is one of my biggest pet peeves on social media. I say all of that to say it is very clear that customers seem to be drawn more to the brand name as a status symbol rather than seeing them as a quality investment piece.
Fashion brands are selling you coffee and cakes because food is the new luxury. With the cost of living, food is now a status symbol, which I think is pretty sad. Look at the Prada Cafe, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Ralph Lauren, Miu Miu. They're giving you a taste of luxury, even if you can't afford the $2,000 bag, because it's more likely you can afford an overpriced cake. An expensive coffee is far more attainable than long-term saving in this economy. When times are tough, people are more likely to indulge in everyday little luxuries and little treats. This is called the lipstick effect. And branded drinks create huge hype. Everyone shares their vlogs, creating this FOMO effect. What we're seeing here is the cafe effect, tapping into Gen Z's little treat culture. Nobody is buying this for the taste. It's about social signaling and feeling part of this exclusive designer tribe, serving Instagrammable food to keep you in their world even if you can't buy expensive products. The last 2 years have been huge for designer cafes and food for luxury brands. I think we're going to see a lot more food activations in 2025.
This creator is definitely hitting on something. something. So shout out to him for this video. I used to work for both Chanel and Dior, okay? And I'll never forget during the training, especially for Chanel, they really harped on this, where they were like, not every customer is going to be able to afford a Chanel bag, but they can afford a lipstick. It's like when you hear stuff like that, it just kind of reprograms your brain to, or it kind of signals, I should say, in your brain that these brands are driven for profit, and that is the point blank honest truth. They don't care if you can't afford it. The price is the price, okay? And while as a creative, I certainly can understand you wanting to be paid what you feel like you are worth, but I just don't see, for one, Chanel's markup on their handbags is crazy. It goes up, like, I swear, every 6 months, the prices are going up. Don't quote me on that, but that's just how it feels. They're always going up on their bags. When customers come in to buy those lipsticks, eyeshadows, whatever, foundations, they are not there to buy it because, oh my gosh, it's the best foundation ever. How many foundations are on the market right now, okay? Tons of foundations and beauty products are on the market now. So much so that a lot of people would argue that the market is oversaturated because there are so many beauty brands, right? So they're not buying it because it's just the best foundation in the world. No, they're buying it as a status symbol. I mean, I've even done a video way back when where I did a whole full face of Chanel and Dior, and I totaled up the price. People are buying it because, again, I may not be able to buy a Chanel handbag, but my whole face is in Chanel type. I hate to say it, but a lot of these designer brands don't put good quality products in their skincare and their beauty products. So yeah, you might be wearing these designer brands on your face, but are you actually putting on quality products on your face? Honestly, as a former makeup artist, like, in the long run, yes, it does matter the type of products that you put on your face. However, I do believe that if you are good at your technique, you can make anything look good. So objectively, I guess it really doesn't matter. Have you ever consumed these designer brands in some of their more affordable products, such as maybe a coffee? Have you ever consumed maybe like a lipstick or some skincare products? Are you that kind of person? Comment down below your thoughts on that aspect of luxury as well, because I think the same thing can be said about the fashion as well as the other avenues that these luxury designer brands are taking. And I think the fact that they are taking this route to branch off into multiple things, I think, for one, capitalism, the obvious, right? And two, I think it also screams that, again, because we keep coming back to this point, it's not about the love of the craft anymore. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want with your money, but when you are purchasing luxury designer products, I don't care if it's skincare, makeup, handbags, clothing, whatever it is, just make sure that you are doing your own quality assurance, okay? Checking these items to see if they are up to par and if it is actually worth it. And if you do find that it is worth it for you, buy the product, okay? But I think with that, we also need to understand that you get what you pay for, right? I want to remind you guys, don't forget about secondhand, like thrift shops. You can even thrift a lot of designer items as well. My neighborhood particular, like, there are so many local luxury thrift shops, and then you can also go online on places like Real, Fashion File, and stuff like that. You can save a little bit of money, and I think in this economy, it's much needed. Save as much as you can, because God knows where this country, in particular, United States, is headed in the next few months. I mean, we've been through a lot in the last 9. I actually last week was going to upload a video about why America is not the flex that you think it is, but I opted not to post that video, and instead this is the video I'm going to be posting, because I just feel like with the whole climate of the United States right now, I just did not feel safe posting it. If you guys would like to see that video, because it's pretty freaking long too. I went through the whole editing process and then ultimately just decided, you know what? No, I'm not going to post this. I might post it if you would like that. go ahead and drop an American flag emoji in the comments and I will post that, because again, it was long. I went over a lot of reasons why America is not the flex that you think it is. It was a very political video. I will leave it at that. Like I said, if you want to see that video, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, go ahead and drop a lipstick emoji, okay? Because you a real one. Thank you so much. Give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I cannot believe you've made it all the way to the end of this video without being subscribed. That's crazy. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I mean, we basically go together. You might as well make it official. And don't forget to tap that notification bell so that you can be notified of my future videos. I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.